One of our favorites, Smylie Kaufman, he told me he might be fishing right now whenever we called him, but he's good enough to jump aboard, talk about how this is all affecting the golf world. Yo, dude, how are you?
What's up, man? It's been a while. How you doing?
Well, the last time I saw you, we were at the national championship game, and you were in the front row, and you chugged a beer and then dabbed, which was actually pretty awesome. Or do you not remember that?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. What an unbelievable experience watching those Tigers. I mean, it was unbelievable.
What was your favorite memory of this? I don't mind talking football with you, by the way. So what was your favorite? I don't mind talking anything with you. Favorite memory from this season?
Golly, it was, man, it had to be the ending of that national championship game. But, dude, that Oklahoma game, that first half was like, they just kept just blowing that horn in that stadium. And just like every time they would, I would go get another beer. It was so much fun.
I would say the climax for me would have been a 30-13 lead over Alabama at halftime. The final 2 minutes of the first half against Alabama was, you know what, to hell with it, I'm going to say, it was orgasmic. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire spiking the football after the back shoulder grab for the touchdown was like, what type of football nirvana am I living in right now?
Dude, the Alabama game, too. I mean, it was an unbelievable season. Dream season. And at this point, I just hope we got football next year. But obviously, there's a lot going on. And obviously, prayers are kind of being lifted up to all those affected by it. And just kind of hopefully we can kind of turn the page here over the next couple of months to get back to normal life.
Let me ask, as we transition, to golf, what has this done not only for you but for other guys on tour as your season was just about to get going, get rolling, and then stops?
For me, I've had such an interesting schedule over the last year or so. I felt like for me this has honestly been great for me because I've been able to kind of not feel like I've had to cram for any tests. It's just been me just focused on getting better and kind of getting back to where, I'm kind of a consistent force out there on tour again. And I'm actually starting to catch a lot of progress. The swing actually feels as good as it's had probably in 3 years. So it's been fun for me. But for the guys out on tour, it sucks. Just all the best golf was right there. Talking about, especially being a Masters was supposed to be, I guess, maybe 2 weeks from now. But, it's been crazy.
Could you ever imagine a day where you'd see the Masters postponed?
No, absolutely not. I mean, it just stinks, the weather's been so good. The last probably couple of weeks in February, we got the most rain in Alabama. Especially Georgia as well. And it just stinks. The weather's finally good, and here we are. There's nothing to do but isolation, but it is what it is.
Are you able to play?
Yeah, I've been playing a bunch, man. I haven't been riding the carts. I've been actually just carrying my own bag, and it's been interesting for sure. But it's been good for me. I've enjoyed every bit of it.
So you reference this is good for you, for your opportunity to not feel like you're cramming for a test, but for the guys that you mentioned, the other guys on tour that were gearing up for the championship season and all,
right.
What does just cold turkey stop where you can just still go play rounds, but you can't simulate competition? What does this do for a guy who, what does it do to your game, not being able to go and compete?
You're talking about just coming up in the next,
I don't know, man. I guess because I'm obviously not a professional golfer. It's are you not as sharp? Do you prepare differently when you're not, when you know you're not competing? Can you turn it off and on? I guess from that angle.
Yeah, definitely. I think the best thing about when up at home when you're kind of preparing, getting ready for a golf tournament is starting to kind of picture and visualize the shots you're going to see the following week. You kind of are working on certain shots you might see on that particular golf course. And when you kind of have that, you don't know what's next, what golf tournament's next. You kind of just, especially for the guys that have, are already ready to rock. They just need to go tee it up. It kind of stinks for those guys because they, literally, one of my buddies, Justin Thomas, he's just, he's just using the time to try to get stronger in the gym, but he doesn't think golf will be for quite some time now. So, but yeah, it's different for everybody. But I think that's the hardest thing is preparing while you practice, like you're preparing to go play a tournament the next week. When in hindsight, that's probably not going to happen.
Smylie Kaufman's our guest. You'll follow him at Smylie Kaufman 10. What if the Masters is played in the fall?
Yeah, that's crazy. I keep trying to figure that out. We've had some hot Octobers in the past, so I'd just be really concerned about the grass. I know they always shut down during the summer anyways and reopen in October. But, it's always – I've never played that time of the year. So, for me, it's really tough to give much insight on what the golf course would play like. I would guess it would play extremely long because that's typically – they always are playing with overseed out there. And I would imagine in October – the overseas would just be coming in and balls would not be bouncing very far, which would probably make a difference in the way the golf course would play.
It's astonishing to think. What about aside from the golf course itself, Smylie, like what about the schedule, right? I mean, that just drastically alters guys' seasons when you're going to take a tournament that's usually in April and move it to the fall.
Oh God. I mean, it's crazy, but it's, obviously it's not just golf, man. Like everybody's been affected by this, and I think we luckily have a great tour that are always going to make the right decisions. And when the guys are told to be back ready to play, and everything's good to go, I think the guys will appreciate how the tour's handled everything, and I think it'll make us appreciate our jobs that much more when we're out there, because I think a lot of us. The day-to-day grind out on tour, you just get so worn out. I don't think people realize the grind it is on your body week to week. But, I think that's the appreciation of when we do and they can announce your name on the first tee again. It's going to be fun for everybody.
Masters or LSU Florida?
Oh, God. I mean, dude, if they're giving me a tee time at the Masters, man, I'd do anything in the world to tee up again that place.
You know what, Smylie? I'm so proud of you because that's absolutely the right answer. But when I had you on the show, do you remember this? I had you on the show. When was this? Maybe like 2016 or so. Like you had won on the PGA Tour, and I was like, Smylie, you could win again on the tour, or LSU can beat Alabama. They were in the middle of the loop, and like you like it was devastating. Like you were torn apart. I was like, Smylie. There is the right answer is win on tour, man. That is the right answer. So you have matured. That I'm very glad, and maybe it helps that LSU pounded Bama this year and won a national title.
It was awesome. I was at all. I feel like I was like with the band this year. I was just every game. I was just like Dad or whoever it was. Like one of my good buddies, BG Landwell. I was like, yeah. BG, we got to get some tickets. Let's get them by the band and. Just let me go.
What was it like in your house? Because your wife was an Auburn cheerleader, correct? What was it like at home for that game, for that week?
Yeah, that was great. That was a fun game. It was a kind of a little colder game. We had a lot of rain earlier that weekend, if I recall. The field was kind of wet. And, dude, Auburn totally could have upset us that game the way they played. We made a couple more plays than they did, and it was fun. I think that game we were up and sitting with Brandon Landry, the walk-ons guys, and things started cooking in that second half. It was fun.
Yeah, man. The whole season was amazing, man. Are you fishing right now?
Dude, I'm fishing, and I can't even lie. I got to figure out what kind of fish this is, but it's the biggest fish I've ever seen. Like I guess it's a bass. I'm just sitting here staring at it. When I first came on, it was like literally it looked like Moby Dick out here.
Wait,
biggest thing I've ever seen.
Am I screwing you up? Like, are you trying to catch that fish?
Dude, I gotta go get a big book because this thing isn't gonna work for this thing. I gotta get a picture and I'll send it to you.
Dude, Wait, have you
It's unbelievable.
like, so it's swimming around where you're fishing? It hasn't swam away?
Yeah, so it's like there's a big it's kind of like where all the water shoots out from the lake into this kind of river creek dam thing. And this big fish is literally swimming against the current against it, which a lot of times you'll find with big fish, but I've just never seen it out here at the golf course like this. This is unbelievable. I'll send you a picture and a video.
Wait, you're fishing in one of the one of the hazards on the golf course?
Yeah, it's kind of like a little dammed up, so like you
Cool.
can you can kind of stand right here with tennis shoes on, and it's a Monday, so like today is normally a day off, so but yeah, I'll send you a video, man. This thing is crazy. I about fell over first time I saw it.
Man, I hope it goes well for you. Like, I hope you nab that sucker, and I really feel bad. Like, if we were taking you away from your opportunity to catch Moby Dick, then that would suck. But
yeah,
let's hope that all's well that ends well, and you end up nabbing that sucker.
Yeah, hopefully so, man. I'll send you a video of this guy. It's pretty cool.
All right, man. I tell you what, you send me the video of that fish. I'm going to send you the video that I took of you chugging the beer and dabbing before the championship game. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Fran showed me. I was like, man, that was a long day.
In fairness, I did warn you that I was about to video it, and you were like, "Yeah, come on." You told me, you're like, "Hold on," like so you could get all lined up and everything for it. It was beautiful.
I impressed myself, man. I did like a little no-look pass with the Coors Light and the trash can. Where if I missed it, the security guy probably down there was going to kick me out. So that was clutch. I made it.
It really was clutch. Like, you dropped it off the balcony into the trash can and then dabbed. It was a beautiful piece of art. I'm not going to lie to you. You did a masterful job. Hey,
I didn't do anything that game. I just gave it my all. Cheering for the Tigers, my man.
It worked. Hey, man, it's always great to chat. Send me a video of that fish, man, and best of luck to you, dude.
All right, bro.
All right, man, we'll see you. That's Smylie Kaufman.